you have to figure out how you're participating in your own suffering.
Another way that I kind of created and participated in my own suffering was I lacked healthy coping skills. Um, I drank for a long time. I just hit 2 years sober. Um, so, like, that was a really big part um, of it for me. But I got sober before I got any kind of mental health help, before I started going to therapy. So when I first got sober, um, that first 6 months, really, I just got a lot worse. My mental health got a lot worse because I had lost, I gave up my only coping skill because I really had to, and I had nothing left. So having no skills and never forcing myself to develop skills because I had drinking was a huge way I created suffering in my life and participated in that suffering. So I developed some coping skills over time. It is a process that you have to do the work. That's what, when everyone says, like, do the work. That's really what doing the work is. And it just takes time, and it's kind of trial and error, and it's messing up and trying again. It's holding yourself accountable and apologizing and doing it again. Um, so things I did specifically to help with my coping skills is I started going to therapy. I When I very first started therapy, I did a DBT group where I learned, like, just DBT. That's dialectical behavior therapy, and there's workbooks you can do. I did this through like the mental health clinic. They had it, and so I did that, and that really helped me. That group was really like learning, where do you feel your emotions in your body? How do you know when you're starting to feel upset? When I was with when I have no coping skills, and you'll learn about kind of like your zones of regulation. I had no capacity, like, in like a where I was just regulated. I That didn't exist for me. It was like walking a knife's edge, and I would either be in complete fight or flight, or I would be completely dissociated. And I lived my whole life really just like white knuckling it, trying to stay on the knife's blade, and then falling off on either side. So, doing DBT helped me recognize when I was going into fight or flight, what fight or flight felt like. And this really was like a game of inches. It was noticing, hey, I'm in fight or flight. I needed to do something about this. And then it was kind of like, oh, I'm in fight or flight a lot. Um, and then what are skills that help me become more regulated? What are things that I can do that help me calm down? So, crocheting or fiber arts, um, just really creating any kind of art. And it doesn't have to be good, or it doesn't have to be anything I keep. Um, that's what I love. That gives me a lot of joy and a lot of peace when I'm creating things. Um, it's learning about how to ask for breaks, how to ask for what I need, um, how to know when I need, like, hey, I need to walk away, calm down, and I'm gonna come back. Um, so, like I said, that's just kind of a game. It's really a game of inches, and it's the inches of, like, fucking up, apologizing, doing it again, and trying every day to do it a little bit better. But what that's led me to now, um, in that game of inches, and I'm 2 years sober. So I've been doing the work, a lot of work, for about the last year and a half. Um, and so that's where it's that game of inches. And now I have capacity. So now things happen, and it takes a lot more for me to get into fight or flight. And I start noticing a lot sooner when I'm like, ooh, I don't like that. Um, I, it takes me, like, I don't disassociate as often. Um, I still like my quiet time. I'm an introvert. I love my alone time, but it's not so much about needing to like shut out the whole world. Um, and like not being capable of dealing with anything. And so, like, really, I stay in this pretty regulated zone all the time. Um, I think, and I think expanding that zone of regulation too, um, what I also learned is that doesn't mean you don't experience emotion in there. Like, I still experience my full range of emotions, including rage, but I'm still doing it from a regulated place. So I'm not just reacting. So if there's something happening and I'm really upset about it, um, it's because I'm really upset about what's happening. And that's not because I'm triggered. I'm reacting. I'm staying in a place where I'm reacting to exactly what's happening, and I'm accepting of whatever those emotions are. So I can confidently be like, "Oh, I'm just reacting to now. I'm not reacting out of my trauma or my past. I'm responding to what's actually happening, and I allow myself those full range of emotions." Um, and when I also do that, I walk away, like I guess my standard when I do this is that I walk away proud of myself, that I responded maybe not always as society would deem acceptable, but I walk away feeling proud of myself and how I responded, and that like I met my own standards. So developing those emotional regulation skills, and that emotional maturity, like that is for me, like where all of the good stuff is. Like, living life in a really regulated place is really fun, even with all the shit going on. Um, it's fun, and there's a lot of joy and a lot of peace and a lot of freedom, living life from a regulated place where I still have full access to all of my emotions, um, and my standards for myself are my own. Like, it's a really free place to be.